हेलो गाइस। तो अब हम ले आए जो आप कब से इंतज़ार कर रहे थे स्पेशल लेक्चर का, दैट इज़ अ डोपामीन। वेल, this is the kind of hormone in our body that is also called as happy hormone. It usually releases in our body whenever we are very happy. So let's start this reading. How dopamine can mess with your happiness. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter which, among other functions, plays a major role in rewarding certain behaviors. When dopamine is released into specific areas of your brain, the pleasure centers, you get a high. This is what happens during exercise, when you gamble, have sex, or eat great food. One of the roles of dopamine is to ensure you look for food so you don't die of starvation, and you search for a mate so you can reproduce. Without dopamine, our species would likely to extinct by now. It's a pretty good thing, right? Well, yes and no. In today's world, this reward system is in many cases obsolete. While in the past, dopamine was linked to our survival instinct, the release of dopamine can now be generated artificially. A great example of this effect is social media, which uses psychology to suck as much time as possible out of your life. Have you noticed all these notifications that pop up constantly? They are used to trigger a release of dopamine, so you stay connected. And the longer you stay connected, the more money the services make. Watching pornography or gambling also leads to a release of dopamine, which can make these activities highly addictive. Well, addiction is bad and harmful for our health. Fortunately, we don't need to act each time our brain releases dopamine. For instance, we don't need to constantly check our Facebook news feeds just because it gives us a pleasurable shot of dopamine. Next, today's society is selling a version of happiness that can make us unhappy. We have become addicted to dopamine largely because of marketers who have found effective ways to exploit our brains. We receive multiple shots of dopamine throughout the day and we love it. But is that the same thing as happiness? Worse than that. Dopamine can create real addictions with severe consequences on our health. Research conducted at Tulane University showed that when given permission to self stimulate their pleasure center, participants did it an average of 40 times per minute. They choose the stimulation of their pleasure center over food, even refusing to eat when hungry. Korean Lee Seung Seop is an extreme case of this syndrome. In 2005, Mr. Seop died after playing a video game for 58 hours straight with very little food or water and no sleep. The subsequent investigation concluded the cause of death was heart failure induced by exhaustion and dehydration. He was only 28 years old. To take control of your emotions, it is essential you understand the role dopamine plays and how it affects your happiness. Are you addicted to your phone? Are you glued to your TV? Or maybe you spend too much time playing video games? Most of us are addicted to something. For some people, it's obvious, but for others, it's most subtle. For instance, you could be addicted to thinking. To better control your emotions, it is important to shed the light on your addictions as they can rob you of your happiness. And the next fake words are the one day I will. That is totally a myth. Do you believe that one day you will achieve your dream and finally be happy? This is unlikely to happen. You may, and I hope you will, achieve your dream, but you won't live happily even after. This is just another trick your mind plays on you. Your mind quickly acclimates to new situations, which is probably the result of evolution and our need to adapt continually in order to survive and reproduce. This is also probably why the new car or house you want will only make you happy for a while. Once the initial excitement wears off, you will move on to crave the next exciting thing. This phenomena is known as hedonic adaptation. So let me ask you the questions based on this total paragraph. Give me answers in comment box. So my first question is, how dopamine can mess with your happiness? That is my first question, and you have to answer this in the comment box. Next question is, why dopamine is called happy hormone? What relation is of dopamine and happiness? My another question is, how this hormone is now artificially produced? Another one is, what is a fake myth? That is the one day I will. Why this is a myth? You have to answer all these questions in comment box, please. I hope you will do this, and thank you so much for watching my video.